It's Friday morning, April 25th, 1986. In the Soviet city of Pripyat, 49,000 people are waking up to what feels like the first real day of spring. Children are excited. The May Day holiday is just 6 days away. A brand new amusement park with a bright yellow Ferris wheel is almost ready to open. No one knows that by tomorrow morning, this city will begin to die. 3 kilometers away, inside the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant, engineers are preparing a safety test on Reactor Four. A routine procedure. Nothing to worry about. Within 15 hours, that reactor will explode with a force of 66 tons of TNT, releasing 400 times more radiation than Hiroshima. But right now, the sun is shining. Let's walk through the last normal day. Pripyat is not an ordinary Soviet city. It's an atomgrad, a nuclear city, built specifically to house the workers of the Chernobyl plant. The average age here is just 26. More than 15,000 of its residents are children. You're standing on Lenin Square, in front of the Palace of Culture. The morning air smells like pine trees and the nearby Pripyat River. Buses roll past carrying workers to the plant. Mothers push strollers under blooming trees. In the grocery stores, people are stocking up on sausage, vodka, and fresh produce for the holiday weekend. This is one of the best places to live in the entire Soviet Union. There's a supermarket, something almost unheard of in Ukraine. A cinema, swimming pools, 10 sports halls. The residents don't know how lucky they are, or how briefly that luck will last. At school number 3, children settle into their desks. Through the window, you can see the 4 massive reactor buildings on the horizon. The children have grown up with that view. It means safety, progress, the future. In 18 hours, those same children will be loaded onto buses, told they're leaving for just 3 days. They will never return. The Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant is a monument to Soviet engineering. 4 RBMK, 1,000 reactors, each capable of powering a city of millions. 2 more reactors are under construction. You're walking through the administrative building. The hallways smell like floor polish and cigarette smoke. Engineers in white coats carry clipboards. Everything feels routine, controlled. But today is not routine. Reactor 4 is scheduled for a safety test before its maintenance shutdown. The test will determine if the turbines can generate enough power to keep the cooling pumps running during a blackout. At 1:06 a.m. this morning, operators began reducing power. By midday, they've reached 50% capacity. The day shift is ready to proceed. But then, a phone call from Kiev. The electrical grid needs more power. The test is postponed. This delay will prove fatal. The experience day shift goes home. The test falls to the night crew, men who have never performed this procedure before. In the control room, the day shift supervisor hands over to his replacement. He has no idea he just handed over a death sentence. Back in Pripyat, life continues as if nothing unusual is happening. Because for the residents, nothing is. At 2 p.m., the emergency core cooling system is disabled at the plant. Standard procedure for the test. In the city, nobody notices. Nobody is told. Near the riverbank, workers put finishing touches on the new amusement park. The Ferris wheel stands ready, its yellow cabins gleaming in the afternoon sun. The grand opening is scheduled for May 1st. Children press their faces against the fence, counting the days. At the stadium, the local football team warms up for an afternoon match. Families spread blankets on the grass. A wedding party gathers at the Riverside Cafe, the bride laughing as photographs are taken with the reactor buildings visible in the background. If you're enjoying this reconstruction of history, consider subscribing. It helps us keep bringing the past back to life. At Pripyat Hospital, nurses prepare for a quiet Friday night. They have no idea that in less than 12 hours, firefighters will arrive with skin peeling from their bodies, vomiting uncontrollably. The nurses will open emergency radiation kits for the first time, and it still won't be enough. The sun sets over the Pripyat marshes. Golden light fades from the reactor buildings. Inside Unit 4, the night shift arrives. Alexander Akimov, 33 years old, takes over as shift supervisor. He's experienced, methodical, trusted. Beside him is Leonid Topchinov, just 25, the senior reactor control engineer. Topchinov has only worked independently for 3 months. This will be his first shutdown as operator. Neither man knows that a fatal design flaw lurks inside the reactor. The control rods, meant to slow the nuclear reaction, have graphite tips that briefly accelerate it before the brakes engage. It's like a car whose brakes make you speed up before they work. The operators have never been told. It's classified. Deputy Chief Engineer Anatoly Dyatlov arrives to supervise the test. He's known for his temper, his impatience. He wants this done tonight. At 11:10 p.m., the operators continue reducing power. The plan calls for stabilizing at 700 megawatts. But something goes wrong. The power plummets to just 30 megawatts. The reactor is now poisoned with xenon, a neutron-absorbing gas. They should abort. Every protocol says abort. But Dyatlov insists they continue. At 1 a.m. on April 26th, they stabilize at 200 megawatts, far below safe levels. The night shift prepares to begin. It's 1:23 a.m. The test begins. In the control room, Akimov and Topchinov watch their instruments. The turbine steam supply is cut. The turbine begins to coast down. For a moment, everything seems normal. Then the power starts to climb, slowly at first, then faster. The needle swings upward. Something is very wrong. Akimov's face goes pale. He shouts an order. Topchinov reaches for the emergency shutdown button, the AZ-5, the nuclear panic button, designed to drop all 211 control rods and kill the reaction instantly. At 1:23:40 a.m., Topchinov presses the button. But the RBMK reactor holds one final secret. As the control rods descend, their graphite tips briefly displace the cooling water at the bottom of the core. For a fraction of a second, instead of slowing the reaction, they accelerate it. Power surges from 200 megawatts to 30,000 megawatts in 4 seconds, 100 times the reactor's maximum capacity. At 1:23:44 a.m., the core explodes. The blast tears through the 1,000-ton reactor lid. A pillar of radioactive fire shoots into the night sky. Burning graphite rains down on the surrounding buildings. In the control room, the lights go out. Dust fills the air. Emergency alarms scream. Akimov looks at Topchinov. Both men are already dead. They just don't know it yet. 3 kilometers away, Pripyat sleeps. A few residents notice a strange glow on the horizon. Some step onto their balconies to watch. They don't know they're being bathed in invisible radiation. They don't know that the metallic taste in their mouths is the flavor of ionizing particles. By dawn, the first firefighters are dying. Lieutenant Vladimir Pravik, 24. Vasily Ignatenko, 25. They climbed onto the reactor roof wearing nothing but cotton uniforms. They fought flames fed not by wood or oil, but by burning nuclear fuel. Their skin turned brown, then black. By May, they would be dead. The residents of Pripyat won't be evacuated for another 36 hours. Children will play outside in radioactive dust. Families will hang laundry that glows with contamination. The authorities will say nothing. When the evacuation finally comes, 1,200 buses will line up in the streets. Residents are told to bring documents, some food, a few belongings. Just 3 days, they're promised. They never came back. The Ferris will never open. The children never rode it. The wedding couple from the Riverside Cafe never returned for their anniversary. Chernobyl released more radiation than 400 Hiroshima bombs. It contaminated 150,000 square kilometers. It displaced 350,000 people. And it began with a safety test on a Friday night. Some disasters announce themselves. Earthquakes rumble. Storms darken the sky. But nuclear catastrophe arrives in silence. The people of Pripyat felt nothing, saw nothing, knew nothing, until it was far too late. This was the last normal day. No one knew it. No one ever does. If this story moved you, consider subscribing. We're rebuilding history's most devastating moments, one day at a time. Hit the bell so you don't miss what comes next. And I want to know, if you had been in Pripyat that Friday night, watching that strange glow on the horizon, would you stay to watch? Or would you have run? Tell me in the comments.